My phone buzzed at 3:42 p.m. I was in a meeting, half listening, half drifting toward what I'd make for dinner, when I saw the name Eli flash on the screen. My son. He never called. When I answered, all I heard were shallow, broken breaths, the kind that sound like a child trying not to cry. "Daddy," he whispered. "Mommy's boyfriend hit me with a baseball bat." Everything around me went silent. Then through the phone came a man's voice, distant, shouting. Eli flinched, I could hear it. "If I cry," he said, "he'll hurt me more." The line went dead. For a moment I just stared at the dark screen. My reflection looked pale, empty. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. 20 minutes. That's how far I was. I called my brother, the only person who'd recognize that tone in my voice. "I'm closer," he said. "I'm going in now." Then he hung up. I sat there, phone trembling in my hand, lungs refusing to work. It had been 6 months since the divorce. She said she needed space, said she'd found someone who made her feel alive again. I told her I only cared about Eli. She smiled, that polite, dismissive smile that ends a conversation. I didn't know much about her new boyfriend. Younger. Loud. Moved in too fast. Eli once told me he didn't like him. Kids say that all the time. I thought he'd get used to it. Now all I could see in my mind was my boy curled up on the floor while she watched, or pretended not to. I called again. No answer. Again. Nothing. Then a text from my brother, "Going in." I stood up, grabbed my keys and walked out of the meeting without a word. Every step down that hallway felt unreal, automatic. No anger yet. Just a slow, frozen calm creeping through me like winter air. By the time I reached her street, the red and blue lights were already flashing against the walls. My brother stood outside, blood on his shirt, but his voice steady. "He's not going to touch him again," he said. They led the boyfriend out in handcuffs, face swollen, shouting something about self-defense. My ex was standing nearby, arms folded, mascara streaked down her cheeks. She looked at me once, then away. Inside, Eli sat with a paramedic, clutching a stuffed toy. He looked smaller than I remembered. When he saw me, his voice cracked. "Daddy." I didn't mean to make him mad. That wasn't a child talking, that was fear talking. Learned fear. Later, when I tucked him into my couch that night, I saw old bruises hiding under his shirt. That's when I knew, this wasn't the first time. And she knew. The next morning, I filed for emergency custody. The lawyer said it might take time. I told him I'd handle it another way. I started collecting everything. Photos, medical reports, recordings. Quietly. No words. No contact. 3 days later, I met her at a diner. She looked worn down, trying to play the victim. "Eli's fine," I said. "He's staying with me." She stirred her coffee. "You can't just take him." "The court." I slid a folder across the table. Inside, photos, medical files, audio of Eli's voice telling me how Mommy said not to tell. She froze. Color drained from her face. "You recorded him?" she whispered. I leaned forward. "No." He called me. Her lips trembled. For once she had no comeback. I stood. She grabbed my wrist, shaking. "Please, don't ruin me." I looked at her hand, the same hand that once rested over my heart. "You did that yourself," I said. Her voice cracked. "I didn't know he'd." "Yes, you did." Silence. Heavy. Final. I left the folder there. On the last page was a court document, full custody filing. Her signature was already on it. Not forged. She'd signed it weeks ago, thinking it was paperwork for Eli's school. She realized it too late. The trap. The quiet plan. The smile she'd worn while signing her own undoing. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. I walked away. Eli sleeps peacefully now. No more nightmares. Sometimes he asks if Mommy's coming back. I tell him no. He nods, goes back to his toys. Children accept truth easier than adults. At night, I sit outside his room and listen to him breathe. When I think of her, the lies, the bruises, the silence, I don't feel anger anymore. Just calm. Cold and complete. Some people deserve punishment. Others deserve to live with what they've done. She'll get both. I turn off the hallway light, close his door, and whisper to myself. It took 20 minutes to lose everything, and 20 to take it all back. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cheating Stories Insight World for more powerful stories like this.